Self-comparison is the thief of joy. It's been said many times before. When we compare ourselves to others, to other people's situations, to other environments, in a negative way, which it almost inherently is always negative, but what the effect it has on us is substantial. The way that it makes us look at our current situation, right? It's the way that the effect it has on us, on our gratitude. It's extremely significant. And I do not believe most people in our society realize how much we do it. I mean, I am extremely conscious to it, and I am extremely conscious to the effects that it has, yet I still find myself doing it at times in very small ways. But the effect is still significant. Right? And it doesn't have to be like social media. Now, though that is a very large cause of it, right? I mean, I grew up on social media. I did it my entire first half of my life, it feels like. Where you compare yourself to this person you go to school with, or this person you have no idea who they are, no matter who it is. When we compare ourselves and we look at our current situation in a more negative manner, in a, hey, this isn't good enough kind of mindset, the energetic pulse that we're sending out to the universe, when we think that way, it only attracts more of that. It tells our mind, it tells the universe that I don't like my life. I don't enjoy this aspect of my life. So fix it. Right? And the universe doesn't respond kindly to that. The universe or God doesn't respond kindly to being ungrateful. Why should it? Do you know how much abundance we all have access to? Most people do not realize. But that's the point. The point is that when we compare ourselves to these other people, these other situations, and we put our own situation down, whether it's conscious or subconsciously, meaning whether we realize we do it or not, we are telling the universe and our God, ourself, that we're not good enough, and that everything that the universe, God, whoever you want to believe in, has given us, everything that they've given us is whatever. I don't appreciate it. It's just, it's lame. Not cool. It's not good enough. Imagine that for yourself. If you're a parent, you can imagine this in a very, in a similar way, but it's insignificant in terms of the universe and God, right? And I can say this because I'm a parent. It's like you give everything to your kid for their entire life, and one day they wake up and decide they're ungrateful, right? Most of the time, I mean, that's a hypothetical. Most of the time, if your kid's ungrateful, it's because you've raised them to be ungrateful in some sort of way. And that is one of the worst things that can happen, right? So don't let it happen. But to imagine that, hypothetically, like you give everything to your kid, you even raise them to be grateful, and one day they wake up and they're ungrateful. You can imagine that, the anger, the pain, the frustration you would have. Maybe even after some time, the willingness to kind of throw the towel in, right? Because why do we want to keep doing something for someone who is ungrateful, someone who doesn't appreciate it, who someone thinks it's just expected, who expects it, who's entitled to it? And see, that's what we do with our life. That's what we do with our potential. Without the concept of granularity and the understanding of any which one of our own potential and how far that can take us, we're very likely to be ungrateful, to see potential as a burden at times, to go through adversity and be so stuck in the emotional reaction of it that we do not understand what it has done to us, how it has allowed us to grow, how we have advanced in certain areas of our life because of the adversity. Because we are unaware of the granularity of progress. We're unaware of the, hey, this is making me better. Like, yeah, this sucks and it's painful, but like, there's progress being made. You see, progress is one of the most motivating things as a human. So therefore, if we're making progress, the pain can be pushed to the side at times. right? As long as it's progress in something that we deem fit. Kind of getting off topic here. My point of the matter is that we must be grateful. We must understand where it is that we're trying to go and what that progress may look like at certain times. And we must choose to appreciate the moment, appreciate the process. But so much of what we do nowadays is deemed worthy or not by the comparison of others, by the comparison of our society. We live in such times where we know what so many people are doing and how they live their life, or at least what it seems like they live their life like because of social media, that we think we have to do the same thing, that our life should be somewhat similar to theirs in some sort of way, that if we're not like them, if we're not achieving the things they are, we're not good enough. That is a crock of shit, my friend. But if you allow yourself to fall into the trap, you will believe it's true, whether it's conscious or subconscious. You might have something running internally and subconsciously right now that says, "Hey, if I don't have the biggest boat on the yard, or if I don't have the prettiest wife or the prettiest girlfriend or the best watch or whatever crock of shit, like if I'm not in the club throwing hundreds of dollars of bills, like I'm not good enough." That might be something running subconsciously that you don't even realize. Right? Maybe you do realize it. Maybe you do have this conscious idea, like I need to be better because Jim across the street is doing everything I want to do. It's a load of shit, man, and it's terrible for your soul. It is a egotistical expression that forces you to deem these things like worthy of your time, effort, and attention. Right? Now, let me go ahead and say there's a difference between like experiencing for the sake of experiencing. Like you should experience everything that you want to experience for the sake of experiencing it. Like don't go and experience the greatness and the abundance of life, or don't not go experience the abundance of life simply because go and do that if you can, right? Or go and do it either way, because we always can. But my point here is, do not allow comparison to other people living these different lifestyles to make you feel like your life isn't good enough. Don't allow the comparison of their life to yours deem your life insignificant and unworthy of appreciation. Because no matter where you are, you have something to appreciate. You are still living and breathing. And so that means you have a ton of life to experience and appreciate. Right? Go do all the fun stuff you want to do. Experience all of life that you can, but don't do it for someone else. Don't do it because society says you should. Don't do it because if you don't do it, you're not as good as him or her. No. Experience and appreciate life on your own terms. Live by your standards. Create a life that you want to live. And if abundance will fall into that no matter what. But if all the niceties that you see everybody else on social media and whatever else doing, if that so happens to fall into it, great. But don't fret if it doesn't. And you won't if you're really truly appreciating and experiencing the abundance of life otherwise. Because we all live in the same world, the same galaxy, the same universe. And well, there's different dimensions, whatever your concept is there. But my point is that we're all part of the same abundant universe, whether we realize it or not. But most people, they create an alternate reality within their own mind. This is kind of getting a little bit deep for no reason. Appreciate your own reality and understand that you are the one creating it and manifesting whatever it is that you want to have in it. Because if you don't, well, you're just going to manifest unconsciously. And that can lead to a lot of issues because you're unaware of what you're doing. You're just going with the flow and pleasuring yourself in whatever way most of the time. So, appreciate your process. Work hard and do the things you should. But don't work too hard to where you can't appreciate the little things. You can't appreciate the things that are a part of the process. Like, the process is the journey. The process and the journey is the reward. who you become in that journey and process is the even higher reward. And then all the physical outcomes that come afterwards, they're just second to all the rewards you've already achieved with the right mindset. And that rightful mindset of the journey being the reward is how most people get there and stay there. I hope this helps. I hope this makes some sort of sense to you. If you got something from it, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you liked. If you had a question, let me know. Like this, share it with somebody who needs to hear it. God knows our society is filled with this trap of comparison. And it takes so much of our joy away. It takes so much of our heartfelt energy for the world and turns it into something negative. Or at least not as fully optimized or used, I should say. We can do anything we choose to, guys. We just must wake up to it, appreciate that, because gratitude is action. That's a different topic. We'll get into that on a different video. So let's go get them. Let's do our thing. Let's just live our lives the way we should, which is how we want to, not by someone else's standard. Break the chains, man. You got this. Let's go.